this evening, guys. Let's go into this. Let's introduce our players. And to the bottom right-hand side, it will be the blue Protoss. Let's hear it. If you're cheering on Jim. He's currently 0-1 in the group. This is his second match played, and he'll play a third match after this as well. That will be against Super, our final series of the day. And to the top left, our red Zerg player is going to be the one and only Sleep. And my question is, does he just roachling all in again? Because that seems to have been pretty much what's happened all day long from him. Again, and again, and again. Chat feeling good. Good to hear, good to hear. Go Sleep, says Voidray. Good stuff. Ward, says War Drinker. What's up? See, this is the benefits of casting from replays, guys. Don't have to sit through the pauses. Don't have to sit through the nonsense. And Wardy reminds me that you've got no friends. No, I'm just saying, like, you know, there's times for friends. There's times for StarCraft. Saturday night is clearly the best time to watch StarCraft ever compared to being with friends. And who goes out on a Saturday, right? No one. Can't see nothing. Try a refresh. The overlay is not on, so maybe your stream's froze or something. I don't know. Try a refresh. I mean, I can see the game. Hopefully everyone else can, because if you can't, then I don't know what's going on. Just going to be seeing a hatchery finishing up on the natural expansion. Cybernetics Core continuing to build on the natural as well. And the second gate has come up fairly early as well, so fairly fast second gateway here is going to allow for our Protoss player to just head on in towards an opening, which is going to be a lot of adepts early on, so Jim to apply some pressure throughout the early stage of this. You can see this pylon finishing up in the main base as well, and this probe is going to pop down to the low ground, and again, look to see what's going on, what's happening. So, probe just looking around, seeing what's up. We're going to be seeing a couple of more adepts on the way out of the gateway as the warp gate is starting up as well. And there's that hatchery on the third base, the circle and speed starting to come in as well. Very standard stuff in the very early stages, so not too much to talk about in the early stages of the PvZ. And yeah, we'll just sit back and wait a little bit. I'd like to remind you all, tomorrow we've got Go for SC2 action coming out your way from 2 PM CEST. Make sure you tune in. Should be a good Go for SC2. It should be an interesting one because we'll be missing a lot of the top EU players to WESG, so hopefully we'll be having some good games anyways, though. Should be still some players who are signed up, so that'll be 2 PM CEST tomorrow for Go for SC2 live here on WardiTV. Then on Monday, we're going to be bringing you that Leifeng Cup 156 qualifier. If you weren't here earlier when we talked about that, then you don't know how amazing it's going to be yet. Let me tell you, on Monday, 1 PM CST, the Leifeng Cup qualifier will feature Bjorn, Innovation, Sue, Dark, Classic, MC, Hurricane, a bunch of other players I forgot about, Bunny. I forgot about all the other ones, but there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of great players in there, so make sure you check that out. Do not miss it. Monday, 1 PM CST, Leifeng Cup qualifier. Tuesday will be Leifeng Cup Group A. After that qualifier, it'll be Group A, and then we'll have also on Tuesday evening the best of 31 between Marine Lord and Bly. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have Leifeng Cup followed by the Wardy Open, round of 8. And on Thursday, the SGL, followed by my trip to Epic WoW. Overlord overhead here, just moving around a little bit. Checking out to see what's going on. Gets a perfect scout, sees everything, resonating glaives, all of these depths. Should know what he's playing against then. Sleep is just going into a lair. He started +1 momentarily, then cancelled it. May just want a few more units here initially to defend the Adepts. Feeling sat to the side, looking as though they might try and run die, but the Adepts still here right now. The Ling's just going to back away and get caught by a few more Adepts. Unfortunate. The Ling's going to back off then. They're going to be gathering with the Roaches and Lings being produced at home right now and getting set up and ready to go. Overcharge here is picking off this Overlord, so Overlord will go down. And we're just going to be seeing the Adepts continue to move on forwards. They're moving in here, and again, just seeing what they can do. We're going to see that Roach speed is on the way from Sleep. So he has gone into the lair. We're going to see +1 missiles as well. And while it is roachling for now, it's not been cutting at kind of 35 to 40 drones and massing it up and just attacking with no tech. It's a very different playstyle for Sleep here in this game 1. than what we've seen from him in his previous ZvPs today. Adept's going to be shading forwards once again, and these Adepts going to be getting caught pretty quickly. Though Zerglin's going to get us around right from the get-go. These Adepts are dropping so fast. Down they go. Multiple Adepts just continue to die here. And, yeah, a few of them actually going to be going in. A couple of them going over to the right-hand side. I'm just going to be seeing the Queen. Going to be finishing that off. So, the Adepts go down. 4 drones killed. The fact that all the Adepts died is crazy. Only 4 drones killed. That's really crazy. Hydrogen on the way up as well, by the way, off of this lair. And we'll see very shortly if it's going to be a Lurker Den, whether we're going to see just Hydra speed on the way up. We'll be figuring that out over the next few moments as more Adepts joining up in the center, continue to move up towards the top left-hand side. And just continued pressure out of our Protoss player here. Dark Shrine, but that's scouted by the Overseer. Good scouting timing. Sees it just as it's finishing up, gives him enough time to prepare with Overseers. Make sure he's got Spore Crawlers in his bases as well. Let's see the Adepts splitting up a little bit now, but again, just going to be caught off guard by these Lings and Roaches, and Lings and Roaches just continue to defend. And 6 workers killed, again, it's nice, but it's not enough, and 37 army supply to 18 is starting to, well, there's an army supply difference that's starting to grow in favor of our Zerg players, so that's continuing to grow right now, as we do see this Warp Prism going to be with 4 DTs even, going to be going in towards the main base. So 4 DT is going to set up in towards the main, and those Lings and Roaches from sleep. Just having a little bit of a look around to see what direction they might be able to take, what direction they're going to be going in. So here we go, you're going to see these Harris is going to pick off a couple of DTs there, and man, that Warp Prism getting very low, has to be cautious. It's just going to keep on moving around up to this top side, and I'm just going to be seeing the Overseer moving around as well here. A couple more gateways going to be finishing shortly. Sorry, finished up already. A couple more gateways in the main base going to be finishing shortly. Robo actually going to be contaminated, nothing was building on that though. As we see the Forge with the +1 upgrade coming in from Jim. His +1 missiles has finished up on the other side of the map, so our Zerg player already with that. And this Roach, Ravager, Hydra Force getting set up, ready to go. Musco Augment's finished us up here, and we're going to be seeing actually this Warp Prism getting picked off. Gives Sleep now access on the map without really being in much trouble at all. So Sleep going to be in a nice little position here, as we're going to be seeing the Hydras going back over towards the third base. Actually, DTs are picked off the Spore Crawlers. Where are the Overseers? Well, there's 2 of them up, 1's across the map, and 1 is coming in from the right-hand side. Just a little bit slow to get here. These 2 DTs are really getting the damage done. 7 kills and 8 and 9 as they go down. Finally, good little play by Jim. Worthwhile, pays off for him. Lurker Den about halfway done though, and so very shortly, Sleep will go into those Lurkers. And once he gets those Lurkers up, that's going to completely change the pacing of this game. However, Jim's preparing for it already. Charges on the way. The Immortals are continuing to come in here. He's got 3 of them up right now. We're see another Zerglin going down, and the rest of the Lings just pulling back over to the right-hand side. Just going to continue collecting over here, and the Lings, Hydras, and Ravagers going to be moving forwards and continue to set on up. A couple of Overcharges going to be coming down. So Overcharges already set up right now, and Corrosive Bars going in all over the army at the moment. We'll see a couple more Force Fields dropping in. Still just moving forwards, DTs, Zealots, Adepts. We're looking to see what they can get up to. Ravager doing a little bit more damage there as well. Charge is just over halfway done. I'm just going to be seeing more of these Lurkers continuing to build up. So more Lurkers on the way. I'm just going to be seeing these Zerglings coming down the right-hand side. And I'm just going to be seeing Sleep with 8 Lurkers. Getting ready to pressure. I mean, he's morphing them in aggressively, right? So he's immediately going to like burrow them really kind of towards the front here. So he's going to burrow them right up close and personal with his opponent. And that's going to be when Jim sort of gets into this position where he has to make sure he's going enough to fight this. But oh my god, he's going to sit in the Lurker shots for so long. Adepts are disappearing. Corrosive Bowels will push the army further back. Another Lurker will try and burrow here towards the front. This one will go down quickly. The Immortal power is pretty good. But it's just the Ravagers. The Corrosive Bowels doing so much here. The Zealots not getting into position as they need to. And all of a sudden, Jim's in a lot of trouble. How does he engage into this correctly? Well, it's very difficult to engage into this correctly if we're going to be completely honest here. And we're seeing another Hydra getting taken down. Lurker's still firing away from a couple of different angles. And here we go. Going to see you starting to move forwards. The Zealots just charge on in. Well, okay, that's how you do it. Just make sure you have enough Zealots to tank so the Immortals have the time they need to just pick away at the Lurkers. And Jim is going to take down so much over here, as he's going to get rid of this Lurker as well. And that's actually Jim cleaning on up, and maybe even with just enough now to go counterattack straight across the map and see what he can get up to, see where he can go, see if he can get more damage done. Another couple of Archons morphing in right now, a few Zealots warping in as well. And at this point, Sleep, I think, has just lost too much to really continue in the game. You can see Jim with just so much of an army moving up the right-hand side. Going to be moving up here and looking to see what's going to be happening next. Does he just continue to move up the right-hand side? Some crew teammates may be in a little bit of trouble here shortly. We're going to be seeing another lurker just morphing into. And yes, still just moving forwards, looking to see what's up, looking to see what's happening. So that's going to charge forwards, and Archons and Mortals all getting ready to keep on moving forwards. And we're seeing some more damage being done. He's getting rid of the lurkers before they're ready to go. And Sleep is just not going to have a way to fight against this without any lurkers. Very little hopes here, and Jim looked kind of in a bit of a tough position, but what he was doing was right, being patient, waiting to make sure he had the units he needed to engage in. At the very end here, he is just going to win this game with a simple counter-attack across the map, GG, and that is going to be Jim taking game in a lot of ways, honestly. So interesting to see Jim taking it. Let's get this second game set up. Let me very quickly just edit the names, guys, just swap them around, just because they're in a different location here. It's not G, it's Jim. Helps if it would actually show up correctly. Thank you, XSplit. There we go. All right. What's the name of the follower plugin I'm using, or subscriber plugin? It's just the Twitch alerts or Streamlabs nowadays. Twitch alerts / Streamlabs event list. If you mean the little thing that's like down here where the mouse is now, it's just the it's just Twitch alerts / Streamlabs. It's pretty much what everyone uses. And it's the events list, that little widget there. It's good. It's one of the better things they added to the Twitch alerts sort of set of tools used in your stream, I suppose. Top left hand side, our Blue Pros player is going to be Jim, representing Invictus Gaming here in game 2. 1-0 up. If he wins this, he'll be 1-1 himself, and then actually it would come down to Jim and Super in the final best 3 of the day to see who advances to the playoffs. Bottom right hand side, going to be our red Zerg from Team Leifeng. It is Sleep, looking to, well, bounce back in the series, take us to game number 3. And thank you very much, Count 071 for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Can we have some love in the chat, please? Get some SCTI hearts rolling from the subs, or if you're not a sub, let's just see some normal love rolling, please. Would like to show some love to our subs, so let's get those hearts going, guys. Thank you very much, Count 071 for the sub. Appreciate it. And welcome to the WardiTV. Is that 158 now? That's crazy. What on earth? Really need to up that sub goal, guys. God damn it. Come on. Come on. Probe just patrolling backwards and forwards over here. Twilight Council is on the way up towards the upper left-hand side. So Twilight Council coming in towards the upper left, and yeah, just waiting to see what kind of becomes of this. Probably just a resonating glaives-based opening. It's what we see most of the time in this sort of situation. Now, this sort of setup. Hatchery coming down on the third base here from Sleep, so just setting up into that. Zerglin speed just over halfway done as well. And then Unitas Carapace continuing to build, so all of this setting up, getting ready to go. Yeah, so I'm going to go over to the right hand side, going to take a watchtower. Zerglin takes the left hand side tower as well. We're just going to be sort of seeing here the a few drones coming down to the low ground, looking to see what's up, looking to see what's happening. Third hatch is about halfway done. Couple of drones just going to be moving forwards and seeing what's up as well. And there's a Rotron. Very early Rotron from Sleep, and I wonder if once again we're going to be seeing some aggression out of him in the early stages. It's a possibility. It's definitely something we might see happening. So let's see how this goes. Rotron setting up behind this mineral line. Warp Gate is going to be finishing very soon as an upgrade here. And those couple of gateways will be morphing into Warp Gates very shortly. For more depths, continue rolling out. Resonating Glaives is not too far away, so we are going to be seeing plenty of adepts In fact, 4 Adepts going to be walking in here. And I'll put 7 in total to move across the map with. So here we go. Jim going to be aggressive. Robo Facility behind this and probably a 3rd Nexus as well. And once again, actually, out of our Zerg play, the Roaches were just defensive, as we are going to be seeing a Lair on the way, an Evolution Chamber on the way. He's just going to be tacking up. He's not going to play super aggressively like we've already seen. Well, I say that. He's making Lings and Roaches, but that is more or less just to defend the Adepts at this point. After the Adepts, maybe we'll see something a little bit different. We might continue to make these and continue just sort of counter-attack or so, as the first Adept attack is going to be very successful here. Already a lot of Lings going down. The Roaches now starting to move forwards themselves and, well, starting to get quite a bit done here as they trade on out. And the Adepts, though, as they shade into the main base especially, they start to run into a little bit of trouble, I guess. Well, into a little bit of freedom. They went a bit of trouble in the natural. They pick away some drones. 6, 7 workers if you target fires. Could have been on 8, 9 right now. He's going to get most of these at the 3rd base anyway. So he's going to be on 10 drones. Killed. I'm just going to be seeing these Roaches and Lings. Just going to move over towards the kind of space between the natural and the 3rd base. More depth shading out into the middle of the map here. So more depth shading out in towards the center. Looking to see what they can get done now. +1 missiles and roach speed again out of our Zerg player. So pretty much the same as last game. Let's watch out for the Hydralisk Den coming down and see if he is going to play it out exactly the same, or if there's a little bit of a different plan for him in the long run. As we see the War Prism popping, and Forge going to be coming up as well, finishing very shortly. More Adepts still just sat in the center and looking to see if there's a way for them to get in somewhere. Again, it's interesting because a long time ago we wouldn't see kind of a whole bunch of Adepts. Ooh, bad shade. Wow, Jim going to lose all of these Adepts here. Surely that wasn't intentional. Shading into all of these units just isn't worthwhile. But, yeah, usually kind of a long time ago we'd see after the first initial Adepts, you wouldn't see kind of a secondary attack coming into play or anything. As we just have done here. So, that's a little bit interesting as we see these Roaches and Lings working their way through another couple of Adepts. And those 2 Adepts are going to be going down. Zerglin's going to be moving in towards the center of the map. Warp Prism is moving through the center as well. And more Adepts, man. Just continue the Adept production out of Jim. And continue to say, anytime you move across the map, I'm going to be here to counterattack with Adepts. Opening Adepts to the main base too. And they're in a great position to get into, kind of, they're very choked up to fight against the Zerglings. So these Zerglings are not going to have a good trade at all against them. You can just see the damage they are doing is insane. 5 workers killed in the 3rd base as well. They now shading towards the main. Even more Adepts in the main base then. And together they'll continue to fight here. The Roaches start to come in as the Adepts start to shade. Some of them to the main, some of them to the 3rd. A few of them get ready to the main base now. The ones to the 3rd will go down before they can get there for the most part. As we actually see, they didn't go all the way to the mineral line here. A little bit of a mistake. As we're going to be seeing those Adepts getting cleaned out. 10 workers killed. It's good for Jim, but he has to make sure he can defend the counterattack. 50 army supply of our Zerg players sleep here to the 20 of his opponent. He's 40 army supply ahead and more as he morphs in 9 Ravagers. This has to be a hold from Jim if he wants to win this 2-0. Let's see if he's going to be able to make it happen. Sentries and Immortal are going to be joined up in the natural expansion. Lings and Ravagers all coming up the left-hand side actually for now, so Lings and Ravagers going up the left, going to start working their way through these rocks. So Rock's going to start taking a little bit of damage here. And just working their way through this, and just maybe seeing the corrosive bars going to start dropping down. We should drop the corrosive bars down. Wants to break through this as soon as possible. The sooner the better. Lots of force fields though, and I actually don't like him attacking in from this direction because it just means that the force fields are going to be able to, well, buy him so much time. If he attacked him from the right side of the map, can you imagine? Attacking here, attacking there, there's so many more force fields that are needed. This is such a weird location to drop. He's not even using his corrosive bars to pop the force fields. He's not even using those there. Big mistake out of sleep. Allowing his opponent to just get into a better and better position. There's a few more depth warp in here. Lings and Ravagers going to start coming up the ramp once again. And again, we're going to see what they can do. And if the corrosive bar, overcharge comes down though. Lings going up once again. Ravagers still looking to see what they can maybe do. More units coming up through the center. More Lings streaming across. Completely all in at this point from sleep because he just doesn't have that much economy. But because he hasn't made much progress quickly, is at that point now where actually the economy of his opponent has kicked in. And so there's just so much for Jim to defend with. So much for Jim to defend with. Ravagers moving forwards again, looking to see what else they can do. A few more force fields coming on down. And it's just slowly picking away at the Ravagers a couple at a time. This War Great Ray going down probably actually helps that Protoss player at this point to actually keep on moving forwards a little bit more easily. in towards the Zerg army so you can actually keep on fighting it. Setting in a few more corrosive bars than he really needs to here as well. It's a little bit of a mistake, but now he blinks on through. He's going to be able to kill the Ravagers. Then there's only really Zerglings left, and there's only Zerglings. Well, Zerglings on their own in this sort of situation are not going to do the job, and we're just going to be seeing those going down. And that should be Sleep just done for. GG is called even, and that is going to be game number 2 going to Jim, and he is going to go 1-1, which means we have a direct standoff between Jim and Super to see who advances through the group in second place.